on the way in just a moment. I've got Flowers and Sea Creatures, tonight's One Night Stand.
This is Exposure.
Exposure.
XFM.
It's such a great track. Great to hear this again. Flowers and Sea Creatures with At Night from the Test Pressing EP, which came out late September of 2010, was a big late-night favourite right here on Exposure XFM, and that's why I've got them to do a session. They've recorded it in their very own studio. I'm going to play you the first of those session tracks after I have a quick chat with Graham from the band. Hello, Graham.
Hi, John. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you? So how's it in Montreal right now?
Well, we're slowly leaving winter behind, but we're still mid-February. It's cold, it's white, and it's frosty, but St. Patrick's Day is just around the corner, so we'll be okay.
Excellent. A friend of mine, a DJ here at XFM, has just moved to Toronto, and she was worried about her nose hair freezing. Because apparently this is something...
that only happens in Toronto. It doesn't happen in Montreal.
Okay, it's a bit...
Montrealers don't have nose hair.
Excellent. So, I mean, that track, it's great to hear that again. It sounds so good. And it kind of seemed to come out of the blue on Buzzing Fly Records. And I need to find out more, basically. So you're one half of the band. You're a duo.
That's correct. It's myself and Costa, who... I think he's listening from home, but that track, it came from out of the blue, but I must mention that Graham Clark, also known as The Revenge from Glasgow, lent more than a helping hand on that track with some of the beats, so I have to give him his fair due in that one as well.
Yeah, and how long have you and Costa been making music together then?
We've been making music for the better part of the last 4 or 5 years, but it was really with the first demo that I had sent off to Ben at Buzzing Fly that sort of got this whole new sound, got the ball rolling a bit. We had, messed around with various sounds, and then just by chance a demo caught Ben's ear, and then we spent the better part of the last couple of years sort of refining our sound, trying to create something that's a bit different, yet that's a bit fresh as well, and that can lend itself well to the club scene, which we both enjoy.
Yeah, and so does this mean, have you been making, I mean, it's very moody, atmospheric music, but are you thinking about the dance floor at the same time?
At times. I don't know. We don't start out thinking about the dance floor. I think part of the trick with Ben is that when we first started writing the music with Ben, Costa and I, we're not DJs, but we had written sort of experimental, melodic, keyboard-based and some guitar-based music, and I think Ben, he was able to join the dots by hooking us up with Ewan Pearson and Lee Jones and Fred Everything to help us sort of try and take it to the club scene to start and see what would happen. And so far it's been a great transition. We played some gigs here in town in some of the clubs, and it's a nice balance between the club songs, and then of course with the album that we have coming out later on this spring, there's also a downside without any beats at all, acoustic guitar and experimental music. So
excellent. So so you have been doing some gigs, and you have an album ready to go. When do you think it will be coming out?
We're hoping early summer. The latest single was just released this past Monday, called AM, and we've been writing for the better part of the past year, sort of holed up in the studio, trying different sounds, different songs, and sending them off to Ben to get his feedback, and trying some of them live. And I think we've got a nice balance of sort of the electronic club and a bit more of the organic sort of instrumental with some sparse vocals here and there, and we're looking forward to releasing it.
Do you have a title?
No title.
No title yet. I really like the name of the band, Flowers and Sea Creatures. It seems to conjure up all sorts of images. Why did you go for that?
It was actually it was Ben's final decision. To be honest, it was a name of a song that we had written. The song never saw the light of day, and at that point, we didn't really have a band name, and Ben said, look, he goes, you know, the name of the song's quite good. I like that. I don't like the song that much, but the name's great, and how about using that? And we said, great, yeah, it's fine, and off we went.
Excellent. So, I mean, Ben, and this is Ben Watt, has been quite a mentor, really, in his role,
Yeah.
in encouraging and getting involved in what you were trying to achieve.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I've been a fan of Everything But the Girl, and also of the whole Buzz and Fly electronic music scene. And when first contact was actually made and he expressed an interest in the music, it was, you know, it was very flattering coming from him. And we've taken it slowly. You know, it's not something that's materialized overnight. It's been the better part of 2.5, 3 years that we've been working with from the early sort of the seed demo to where we are at the moment with the second release and the album coming up early summer.
So you've recorded 3 tracks for the show. It's a session. Are they all recorded live?
Yes, these were when Ben contacted me. He said, "Look," he goes, "John Kennedy wants to do a live sort of in studio now. I have to thank you because I know we're on the other side of the pond, and in an ideal world we'd be there recording it live with you, but we went back into the studio and we re-recorded some of our tracks, retracked the vocals, retracked the pads, so it's all pretty fresh, new guitar. So this is a first. It's a first for, I think, anyone outside Costa, myself and Ben, so there you go.
Fantastic, exciting, and a little taste, I guess, of what you do live when you take these songs out to be played in clubs and venues. Yeah,
it'll be sort of a hint. Obviously, you know, we have our live show, which is in the process of being created and refined. We have, you know, a drummer as well, so it's not just relying on sampled beats. A bit of a DJ with a bit of real drums and some additional instruments as well. You know, bass and additional guitars as well. So we're really looking forward to taking the live show on the road if we can.
Yeah, and will you get to bring it over here?
We're hoping to come across this summer, definitely. Yeah, that's we don't have any details yet, but it seems to be heading that way, and it's always been a dream to come and play in the UK and across Europe. So hopefully the dots will be joined and we'll be able to make it happen.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks so much for putting the session together, Graham, and thanks to Costa as well. And I'm going to play the session version of AM. So this is the song that is the new single out this week on Buzzing Fly. And I'm going to do that and then let you go off into the to the cold Montreal night.
Exactly. Thanks very much, John. Appreciate it.